Okay, let's move on to public comments for items not on the agenda. Individuals will be allowed 3 minutes. It is a council policy to refer matters raised in this forum for staff for investigation and or action where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Madam Clerk, do we have any public comment?
At this time, I'm not seeing any hands raised. I see one hand raised. Nicola Bosco Alvarez. Just one moment while I bring you into the room. Hi, Nicola, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I am a San Bruno resident. I live on the 900 block of Hensley, and I am just concerned about the homeless encampment that just continues to grow, that is right at the end of the block, in the park, actually. And if there's anything that if the city is doing anything about it, or can you do anything about it?
Any other comments? And please, you have time. So, or was that the question?
Well, I mean, that's my question.
Okay.
I have a lot of comments, but I have a lot of comments about it. It is very concerning. Not only just the amount of trash, human waste, also the amount of traffic and people riding, coming through, carrying items through at all hours of the night. I do hear it happening at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just like, I mean, it just continues to grow, and the amount of, I can't tell you how many people are there, obviously, but I mean, it's just like it's a lot. It's very concerning for us as residents.
Okay, appreciate your comment. I know council is aware and staff. What I would like to know is if there's a possibility for you to give a contact so somebody can reach out to you and maybe answer what questions you have in addition to if some others that you may have that you didn't address on this topic.
Yes.
On the camera. Please.
How should I do that?
I think if you could direct it to the city clerk, Melissa, and Melissa, if you can give that to her, either whether you can send it to her or if you have to do it via Zoom, that would be appreciated.
You would have to email me. My contact information is on the city website. Or if you have a pen, I can give it to you right now. I don't have a way to message you through Zoom.
Okay, yes, I am able to take it right now.
Okay, it's mthurman@sanbruno.ca.gov.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mrs. Alvarez, and thank you, Melissa. We do have another speaker, and if there's anybody else that wishes to speak on an item that's not on the agenda, but please raise your visual hand so that we can get you on the board. Next, please.
Okay. Next, we have Paul Wapinski. I'm trying to get you unmuted, Paul. Hi, Paul. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you're really scratchy, but
okay, whenever you're ready.
can you hear me?
We hear you perfect.
Okay, thank you. I got 3 topics. First, I'd like the city council to have a proclamation proclaiming support for our police, firefighters, and emergency personnel, and that the mayor and the city council will guarantee that 911 calls will be answered to ensure the safety of the citizens and the property. My second topic is I watched the last few meetings on the marijuana proposal for the ballot, and I just can't help but feel empathy for the city manager and the city attorney having to sit through these debates. I mean, how many hours did we spend discussing this issue? I think the council should just have a member make a motion, get a second, and vote on it, and that we can move on to this other stuff that's important. These long, drawn-out discussions just seem to be a waste of time to me. I mean, I know it's the worst thing for a politician is to have to take a vote on a difficult issue, but you guys ran for office and you vote good or bad. My last issue is it kind of piggybacks on what the First Lady was talking about. Every day I go out for my daily workout, and there's numerous vans and trailers and mobile homes parked around different parts of the city, and it appears a lot of them are dumping human waste onto the streets, and it's particularly bad on Cherry where the 380 overpass is. It really smells like it's an outhouse. And I think someone from the city should go around and check for these sanitation violations, because these things haven't moved in a long time. There's a trailer parked under the overpass probably for the last month and a half, and it hasn't been moved. And I wonder if they have the same 72-hour parking limits as vehicles do. Those are my three topics, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Paul.
The next person with their hand up is Joshua Front. I'm sorry, I keep saying that wrong. Just one moment while I bring you in and unmute you. Hi, Joshua, can you hear us?
Sure can.
Okay. Let me give me a screen share, and whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so I'm really only calling in to talk about one topic, and I hate that I'm doing this because I realize that this stuff needs to go somewhere. But right out in front of my house, the city has posted a notice that a 5G small cell tower is going to be built. It's going to be 40 feet tall. It's going to be a metal pole. I'm quite unhappy about the idea of one of these things going in front of my house. Look, I'm sort of hearing that these cell towers are going in all sorts of places in San Bruno, and nobody that is getting one of these towers near their house is particularly happy about it. So I'd like to understand what we have available to us to negotiate with Verizon on some of these locations. I mean, if the city is just issuing a permit without thinking about location, like, it makes sense to me that you might put these cell phone towers in like business districts, for instance, where you're not impacting people's property values or, the general conditions of a neighborhood. But I don't know what the city has. I don't know how the city negotiated this, how the city's developing permits for it. I called into the permit office already, and I spoke with a very nice person who's managing the project, but she really didn't have a lot of information other than, tough shit. This is the federal law provides for Verizon to kind of do this. It feels a little bit like we're being railroaded. So I'm just asking for the city council to maybe make some comments on this. Let San Bruno residents know what we can expect, and if there's anything we can do to get these towers moved to better locations. And I realize they have to go in somewhere. So again, I'm trying to be really pragmatic about this. I don't want one of my neighbors to have to deal with it either. I was kind of hoping these towers could be in places that don't impact our neighborhoods quite the way they're doing now. Thank you.
Thank you. And then obviously somebody in that department does have your contact. So thank you for your comments. I'm seeing no other hands at this time. So we will move on. I'm sorry.
There is one other hand.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay.
Leslie Emley. Leslie, one moment while I bring you into the room. Leslie, I'm trying to unmute you. Hi, Leslie, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, council members. As you know, I sent out a letter today addressing this issue on the proposed 5G tower that's going to be installed on Santa Lucia. And this has been going on since 2017 through 2019, I believe. And the appeal was won, and I understand we've lost it in a suit by Verizon. But I wanted to know if there is some way that this can be postponed until further study is done. It was just announced tonight that on the BBC News that Great Britain has done a 180-degree turn and will not be using the Huawei 5G communication network in their country. And this coincides with, I believe, the United States is not going to be using this system either. And to date, it was reported that no 5G system in the world can provide the technology service that Huawei can offer. But due to security issues, is there any way that this continuing installation can be stopped or held until we know better as to what type of 5G system is going to be used and how it's going to affect the privacy of our neighborhood, all of our neighborhoods? And as you know, our neighborhood has fought long and hard for this. We were very proud that we won it, and we're terribly disappointed that we're going to have this forced down our throats. So what can you do to stall this out until we can have a better understanding as to what system is going to be used, how is our privacy being affected, and at what date do they plan to install this pole once you and the city have made your arrangements or your agreements with this company, with all the companies? And that's about all my question is.
Thank you, Leslie, very much.
Can I see one other hand raised? It's Mr. Ramirez, just one moment. Hi, Mr. Ramirez, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Ismail Ramirez. I live on Hensley Avenue, and I'm just here to talk about the homeless encampment on Forest Lane Park. And I've been in contact with Officer Rogi. He's the contact for the homelessness. Sorry about that. And with Council Member Mason as well. And every day it just seems like this homeless encampment is just getting bigger and bigger. I mean, there's more of a mess around the block. I've seen public urination, intoxication, physical fights. There's one car that's associated to the encampment that just causes a lot of trouble, goes up and down, speeds at upwards to 50 miles an hour. And we have a lot of kids around the neighborhood, and I'm just afraid that one of these days that guy is just gonna cause a big accident, and it's gonna be unfortunate. So I just want to know what are the next steps that police are gonna take, because this is really getting out of hand, and I know a lot of my neighbors are fed up with this as well. And that's all I wanted to say. I just want to say thank you to the police for keeping us safe, and we really appreciate all the steps you're taking. But we just want to know, what's next, what's going to come. So yeah, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez.
And that looks like the last hand that was raised.